You want to stop?
No, next time na lang.
You want to stop?
Kulang ka. Kulang ka.
Halika rito. Halika rito. Nakasana ko ng bako ng bukolon.
Darating na pa sila na balay po.
Pero bago hindi sila, punta ngayon, para pumaris may CCC, hinahabol yung mga bulto-bultong pera. Sa malang ang bulto.
Chairman Mike, halika na. Nasa sila kayo.
Kasi, sinasado mo yung monumento eh. Kaya magagaling tao. Kasi ito rin ano.
Okay, good morning friends and guests. Welcome to Friday Balitaan Sa Rembrandt. And today ay maraming mga schedule ang alam naman, panahon ng eleksyon. Kaya salin pusa tayo. Despite na meron tayo isang senatorial dito na talagang all out na support itong Friday Balitaan. Si SHARIFF IBRAHIM ALBANI. O para hindi makalimutan, ay huwag niyo kalimutan yung Albani. Ha?
Number 1.
That's good enough. Ayan, number 1 sa balota. Galing ni Bulo. Okay. At siyempre, nandito yung ating kaibigan na si Patrick Pineda na expert sa problema sa agriculture. Siguro, pakinggan mo natin ang ating kaibigan si SHARIFF. Bigyan niya tayo ng update sa mga ginagawa niya. Anyway, mamaya, nandiyan naman yan sa YouTube at sa Facebook. At siguradong buo ang mapapanood nyo sa Facebook saka sa YouTube. Okay, SHARIFF, please.
Sa ngalan ng Diyos na siya'y mawain, matuloy at mapagmahal sa mga kapatid kong media, sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, kay Erick, Chairman, sa lahat po ng sumusuporta sa ating layunin sa pagkakaisa ng sambayanan Pilipino, mabuhay po kayong lahat. Ngayon po, mayroon po kaming darating na caravan sa Manila this coming April 6 at saka rally sa Manila din. We heard sa Pasico ay compose around mga 6 to 7,000 crowd. Pangalawa, sa bukas po, nasa Pampanga tayo. Kasama ko yung anak ni Rodrigo Duterte si Baste. Marami pong crowd doon. Siguro maabot ng mga 6 to 7,000 din, sabi nila, sa Pampanga. Bukas yun po kay Erick. Pangalawa, yung this coming Sunday.
Sebastian ang pangalan.
Si Baste. Anak po ni Duterte. Kabrad ko po yun kay Erick. Sa isang fraternity. Ang fraternity po namin, yung AKRO. More than 3 million members throughout the Philippines.
May babatiin lang ako. Nandito yung belated happy birthday kay PNG Alejandro. Isidro BGMA 7. Upoy ka, tol.
Yung producer ni Mike Enriquez, kapag wala yan, wala yung mic.
So, yun po yung mga situation ngayon. Pang-apat, mayroon kaming this coming Sunday po, inimbita tayo ng isang bishop ng Orthodox. Supporter din natin sa Interfaith. Sasalita tayo doon. Pangalawa po, iniimbitahan ko ang lahat ng mga media this coming April 8 sa Alua Hotel. Mayroon kaming doon na tinatawag na Know Your Candidate Media Forum din, composed around mga 150 katao doon sa Alua Hotel. Ang naging lead convener po dito si ASEC Undersecretary Robert Rivera. So sana po makarating kayo doon. Pang-lima po, ang itinerary natin, mayroon tayong rally sa Zamboanga City sa aking alma mater. Composed around mga 10,000 doon sa Zamboanga City. Tapos sa Basilan, this coming 17, and then 18 sa Cotabato. Tapos 22 of April, meron kami, nakasama po ako sa senatorial debate ng UST. I was officially invited. Hindi ko alam kung sino mga senatorial debate po doon, kay Erick. At saka sa 14 up to 19, mayroon din senatorial debate. Sa JME 7 ba yun? No. So,
Kasama makita mo si Becky, yan ang ganda mo.
sir, happy birthday po. So, yun po yung mga activity natin ngayon po, kay Erick, na sunod-sunod siya. So, masasabi ko lang po, magpapasalamat ako muli sa mga kapatid kong media na tumutulong sa pag-expose sa lahat ng mga advocacy natin tungo sa sambayan ng Pilipino sa pagkakaisa ng Muslim, Christian at mga katutubo, sapagkat naniniwala ako ito namang tunay na sagot sa ating problema sa ating bayan. Marami pong salamat.
Thank you, Sharif. At pamigyan natin itong ating kaibigan si Patrick Pineda. Dahil alam niyo naman na napakaraming problema sa ating agriculture. At ito ay meron silang foundation na parallel ang ginagawa in support of our Department of Agriculture. At sila rin kami watchdog, di ba? Yes, okay, please, Patrick.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Pineda. Ang subject ko po is Professional Management Service for the Small Farmer in the Countryside. Ito po yung missing link sa Philippine agriculture. Hanggang ngayon po, hindi po na-identify ng agriculture that this is the missing link. They will tell you every time you ask them what ails Philippine agriculture, they will say farm-to-market road, irrigation, financing, at saka marketing or warehousing. Sabi ko, since Marcos time, yan na alam na natin yan. Bakit pa ulit-ulit yung problema naman sa bansa natin? What they have missed is the professional management service. Kasi po, there are 6 million Filipino farmers, small farmers, times 5 members of the family, you're talking of a 40 million base population na in abject poverty. Ngayon, sabi ko, how do you expect the Filipino farmer to move out of hunger and poverty if they don't have an officer's corps? Kasi parang ang tingin ko doon sa 6 million Filipino farmer is a potential army on the ground level. Mas malaki pa nga po sa China. China is only 3 million. Sabi ko, if you can organize the 6 million Filipino farmer with professional managers coming from the best top 5 school of the country, then I think may pag-asa ang bansa. We are talking to 5 top university, UP, Ateneo, LaSalle, UAP, and UST. And recently, Asian Social Institute, which is basically a Catholic church-based institution that is really going to the rural area. Ang aming proposal po is in 13 weeks we can retool any graduates in those top 5 schools kasi i-retrain mo any course, not necessarily agriculture, and we can make them professional managers in the respective area. We will do a business system and a franchising approach wherein we will target actually 2,000 hectares involving 1,000 farmers in a given municipality. Now, there are 1,500 municipalities throughout the country. Tanggalin na po natin yung 500. So, 1,000 municipalities na lang. Bakit natin tinanggal yung 500? Highly urbanized na yan, baka wala ng agricultural area. Anyway, so 1,000 at 25 farmer officers corps coming from the top 5 university, then we will have a potential of creating an officers corps of about 25,000 officers. Ngayon, bakit po galing sa top 5 school? Why not? All the graduates of those top school are being seduced by the multinationals. So, because of the salary and offering. So, sinong pupunta sa rural area? Binabatikos dito sa Maynila, sabi nila, yung mga anak raw ng mga magsasaka, hindi na pumapasok sa agrikultura. Sabi ko, tama yon. Ngunit, yung mga graduates natin sa UP, Ateneo, Lasal, UAP at saka UST, pag-graduate ba nila, mga anak natin, pupunta ba sa rural area? Hindi rin. So in other words, huwag na tayo magturuan. No? We will challenge the students now under right now I propose this to the Calao Rojas Foundation. We have nothing to do with Mar Rojas. This is headed by Dr. Sixto Rojas, who is well known in the academe at saka the business world. Kilala ni Erick yan. So, to make the story short, he accepted my proposal, and so I am actually working under his wing as it right now. So that is one area of concern, and we believe that we can change Philippine agriculture on the battlefield. Sabi ko nga, pag ang presidente dumating, they keep on saying we will fight a war against hunger and poverty. Sabi ko, pare ko, in the military parlance, that is like aerial bombardment. Wala akong makitang ground offensive. No? Di ba? So you have to, by the way, I talk like a military man. I'm not a military man. But when I was in high school, coming from Ateneo, Katipunan, I wanted to quit going to college. And then, ano tawag rito? Want to join the army. Now, I wrote a captain, 1964, mind you. I said, please captain, so and so, can I seek your advice? I'm sick and tired of studying, I want to join the army. The captain wrote back to me. He says, Patrick, do not quit going to school. Take your army route through the ROTC. Okay, ito mabigat. Sign, Captain Fidel B. Ramos, Special Forces, Fort Magsaysay. So, I'm not a military man, but I have the best military advisor, as it were. What happened to the letter, Patrick? I lost the letter. Why did you lose the letter? Because I never thought that Ramos will be stupid enough to become the president of the Philippines. So anyway, that is one area of concern. The professional management service is the missing link. I have a PowerPoint presentation that can come in later on. The second subject I'm going to talk about is an ancient tree we rediscovered. This ancient tree, if we plant it and introduce it in the Philippine context, will liberate them from commercial fertilizer. Number one. Number two, it is the solution to El Nino. Ako po ay talagang ikot ang ulo ko pag ang nadidinig ko sa Department of Agriculture is cloud seeding. Napakamahal yan at that is not validated. It's hard to validate. Nagtapong ka ng dry ice sa langit, no? Tapos you're expecting the rain to fall. Very expensive at saka hindi mo alam kung tama ba yung ulan, pumatak ba doon sa area of concern. So it's a waste of money. But it's very nice to put in the newspaper that the government is doing something about it, but it's useless as it were. Okay, this ancient tree, pag tinanim po nyo ito, pag dumating ang El Nino, you have 7 product lines, including export. Okay, 7. Patay lahat na halaman. I've seen this in Mindanao because I studied at Senatorial University, Cagayan de Oro. I work in Bukidnon, I work in Davao, I work in Cotabato, General Santos. I work even with a Muslim governor, say Governor Candao. Okay? So,
Nakatulong ka kay Sharif.
okay. So, anyway, anong tawag dito? Ito po yung importante na itanim natin sa mga magsasaka. Kung tatanungin nyo kung ano yun, hindi ko sasabihin. Because again, this will be the subject of our next seminar. Of a forum. Kasi kung sabihin ko sa inyo, babaliwalain nyo, wala na yung excitement. Ganun po, sorry, that's how I present. For us to get the desire for you to listen to our lecture. Okay, our seminar. Number 3, finally, we have a technology. The reason for professional managers is it is like a think tank for the small farmer. Ang magsasaka po, wala nang panahon mag-isip. Kasi everyday yan, kahit tuka. So, wala na siyang thinking process. Now, this is where the professional can come as the officers and make proposals. Like for example, we have a technology, 888, 8 choices, 8 decisions, 8 steps a coconut farmer must take to become a millionaire in 5 years' time. Okay, now, I examine why are the coconut farmers poor. Number 1, ang planting density po ng coconut sa isang hektarya is only 100 trees to 140 at the most national average. At minsan, wala pa yan, wala pang 100. I came up with a design, literally on the ground, per square meter, on 10,000 square meter, I was able to come up with 500 trees per hectare. So sabi ko, sinasabi natin sa mga billionaire, oy, sobra na yung mga billionaire, masyadong bilyonaryo na sila. Sabi ko, simple lang yung concept ng billionaire eh. Nakakuha ng isang hektarya sa Metro Manila, imbis isang floor ang pinagawa, ginawang 20-story high. So in effect, he created an expansion on 1 hectare. Tayo mga magsasaka, kung tayo ay susundin natin yung traditional na 100 trees, hanggang doon lang tayo. But yung pala, yung isang hektarya nun can load 500 trees. Ngayon, challenge ako ng Philippine Coconut Authority, the best brains that they have. Sabi niya, Patrick, masyadong magsisiksika na. Sabi ko, sir, I injected an ancient technology of the Aztecs, east-west orientation. Kung i-east-west orientation mo, kung saan ang sikat ng araw, saan ang lubog, yun ang linya mo. So maximize. Sa madaling sabi, pwede akong magtanim pala ng puno at saka ng gulay on the same 1 hectare na everybody will get equal sunlight. Okay? East-west orientation. Okay, so hindi nyo ginagawa yan, hindi nyo tinuturo sa mga magsasaka. Kaya pag nagtanim sila, biski anong orientation, yung araw tuloy nakokoberan. But if you pattern it after the east-west, that becomes completely another ball game. It's a game changer. Game changer. Okay, so, given this, sabi ko, alam mo ba doon sa 500 na yon, I only use 3,000 square meter. Yung 700 is still open space na I can plant anything that I want. I can integrate it with coffee, cacao, rubber. I can integrate it with vegetable because the sunlight covers all the total area. Now, these are the things we were not taught in college. And this is the things that now we are trying to bring in. Now, ang problema mo, technology at saka farmers, ang laki ng agwat. Hindi nakakaabot yung technology to the farmers. And the best way of doing it is a military concept of professional managers, the officers' corps. I call them the Special Forces for Agriculture. Okay? And they will actually, this is the most serious thing. Are you aware that money is available in the Philippines? Under the Agri-Agra law, all the banks must loan 25% of their loan to the small farmer. None of them are doing it. And if you ask them, sasabihin nila, Patrick, ang daming kakausapin at hindi marunong magbayad. Sabi ko, tama yon. Mahirap magbayad, hindi marunong magbayad. As what happened with Masagana 99. Okay? Partly, may influence yung the Communist Front eh. Malahap yung NPA. Huwag niyong bayaran kasi pera niyo yun. So, nag-collapse yung Masagana 99. So I said, precisely because there were no professional managers in the field handling your money or helping you handle the money. Under our system, wala pong yung pera will be released to us and to the farmer and then collected again to our unit. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Isang tilyador lang po makakapasok sa amin ng pan-harvest. Alam na po namin kung anong utang ng farmer, alam na po yung bit. Oh, there's something else that the government has not done. We charge the farmer a management fee based on harvest. Sa madaling sabi, hindi ito libre. In other words, we're offering a service. Para sinasabi namin, kung gusto mo ng product, bilhin mo itong servisyong ito at kami ang responsible for you. Our target is to make you harvest. For example, in rice, 60 to 70 kabans lang ang national average. We can make it to 300 kabans per hectare. We did it already in Nueva Ecija. From 20 to 30 kabans, way back in 1975, 1980 with Team Rojas, from that amount, 20 to 30, napakit namin ng 169 kabans per hectare. That is almost 20 years ago. Right now, we have a technology for 300 kabans per hectare. Pero dapat under a very strict supervision. Talo namin ang Department of Agriculture extension worker. An extension worker is a teacher. He is not a manager. Okay? Yan po ang success story ng Dole, Del Monte, and the Banana Plantation. Tanggalin po niyo yung mga professional managers, both local and foreign, that whole thing will collapse. Okay? So, ito yung key, yung professional managers. Kami po, pag ayaw sumunod yung farmer, nakalinya, nag-a-apply, kung ayaw sundin yung protocol, sasabihin namin, tatay, mag-aaway lang tayo, lumabas ka na sa linya. In other words, that's how strict we are. Ayaw mo marunong, hindi ka marunong sumunod eh. You have to follow our protocol because may responsibility kami sa inyo para paalisin kayo sa kahirapan at kagutuman, so you follow us. Oh, okay? Now, here's another thing. Upon harvest, when the harvest is high, we will manage the marketing, but here's one thing. We will not give the farmer the money. We will deposit it in the bank and give him checks for 6 months. In other words, kung 100,000 yung net, no? I-deposito yun under his name, but he will get the release only on a monthly basis. Kasi, kung ibigay mo yung 100,000 on that one day, the following day, kurot yan, tapos, ubos. Okay? So we're saying, what did we do? Did we help elevate hunger and poverty? Did we eradicate? No. We did not, because ang value niya, he does not know how to handle money. That, by the way, is another issue. So it's a total approach. And then we feel that we can help the farmer buy his own savings, put his money upon harvest, savings, pre-needs, education, medical, all factor in yan. That's the way to help him out of poverty. So hopefully, these are the things that I hope that later on we can make a presentation of the detail of these 3 major projects. But we are gung-ho that yes, poverty can be not only eradicated, actually I use a military term, search and destroy. Okay? On the specific area that we are concerned. We are not concerned with others because sasabihin na, yabang naman ito. Matagal lang hindi natin malutas yung hunger and poverty, and you're saying you can destroy it on our area of responsibility. On the next municipality, if they don't accept our proposal, bahala kayo sa buhay nyo. Okay? So, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patrick. Ganda niya sinabi mo. Ngayon ko lang narinig. Before I give the floor to Sharif, like to acknowledge the presence of my brother, no? Si Joel Paredes ng Rappler. Yun. Yeah. Okay. Sige, Sharif, mukhang may magandang kang reaction.
Napakaganda po ang sinabi ng kapatid natin. Actually, as a Mindanaoan, my dreams, I want to convert Mindanao into a food basket. I think our meeting today is not only an intentional, but it is a God universal intervention. Now, because Mindanao people, we have been backsliding in terms of technology, and we need technical people. Because now, as a leader of indigenous people, we have idle man in Mindanao. It's almost more than 1 million in our company, hectares. So, para sa akin, sana pag-usapan natin ito for the highest interest of all people. In case that the government will not help us, we have to do something outside the box. I have to use all my network connection outside the country. What we need only as a technical people to guide us, because our people, hindi nila alam kung anong gagawin nila eh. So, with your expertise and technical know-how, in behalf of Mindanao people, we really need you in order to eradicate poverty. And we don't need money. We have our brain, how to raise money. But we need to justify that. So with your expertise, sana ano man ang mangyari, magsama-sama tayo for the highest interest of our people.
Very nice. Thank you. Okay. At Mike, may katanong ka? O Benji?
Tanong ko lang kay Senador. Senador ito, number 1 eh. Ito lang ang Muslim na dapat kumatawan talaga sa Senado. At tagal lang walang Muslim sa
Dapat
sinabi.
idikit mo kay Duterte, tol.
Hindi, siya ayaw dumikit eh. Iba yung dinidikitan niya eh. Mali yung pandikit na. Anyway, joke lang. Well, alam mo, seryoso ang problema sa Mindanao. Tama yun. Food basket ng Mindanao, pero 10%, 20% lang ang budget na binibigay sa inyo ng national government. Kasi yung mga congressman, senador, puro taga-Luzon at saka taga-Visayas. May mga taga-Mindanao, pero balimbing pa. Kasi dami na. Marami itong balimbing lang, ayaw magtrabaho talaga eh. Well, ikaw ang pag-asa talaga dahil alam mo yung problema ng Mindanao at alam mo dito sa Manila kung sino yung connection dito. Pero kung talaga makakaroon ng tunay na pagbabago, talagang kasama kayo dyan. Ewan ko lang kung yung iba kung anong problema. Pero ganito, yung pagiging food basket ng Mindanao, nandun na tayo. Ngayon kung paano i-develop, paano talaga tulungan yung farmers, yun ang problema kasi. So ikaw, Senador, yan ang talagang dapat fokusan dyan eh. Yung pagkain, kahit ganun karami, kung magulo, bali wala yung pagkain. Kailangan magkaroon ng yung bigyan ng suporta. So anong priority mo, anong gusto mong unang gawin kung sakali na yung pagiging number 1 mo sa balota magkatotoo yan?
Good question.
Sa atin kasi po, ang ating pananaw ngayon, we believe that the foundation of the government, which is the barangay, if the barangay is strong, the administration is strong. If the barangay is weak, the administration is weak. Tingnan po doon sa Mindanao, Kaabe, no? Sa Mindanao, makikita natin barangay doon. Ang barangay doon, walang ilaw, walang tubig, walang school, walang hospital, walang daanan, walang livelihood. Sometimes there is no office. Paano mo matatawag ng barangay? So, kapag manalo pa tayo, I will urge to the President of the Republic, kasi executive sila, we will propose and suggest that we will establish a massive development in Mindanao, starting a barangay multipurpose cooperative. Because kapag ang lahat nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na quality of living, quality of life, quality of education, tikita natin, wala pong gulo sa Mindanao. So yun ang unang-unang ano yun natin, yung livelihood at saka education sa Mindanao. Because in terms of education, nakikita natin sa Mindanao, I'm talking about the Western education. Because I've been traveling from Batanes to Tawi-Tawi in comparison about education in Mindanao. In Sulu, Basilan, in Tawi-Tawi. Sometimes people, they cannot even speak English properly. They cannot even understand. Oh. So kung makikita natin, ang pananaw ng mga Mindanao, katulad ng pananaw ni Albani, wala pong gulo. And there is no so-called demarcation line doon. So, para sa akin, Kaabe, bottom line dito, which is the livelihood and massive of education in Mindanao. Marami po salamat.
Very nice. Okay, thank you.
Magandang umaga po. Unang salamat sa invitasyon mo, Utol, dahil matagal na rin ako nawala sa fellowship. Hindi, nakatayo pa ko ngayon. Hindi po na. Chairman, parang pinagtagpo po yung topic na touch about poverty, tapos meron solution, search and destroy sa Chairman Albani, yung pag tinignan niyo po yung aid sa Mindanao, kasi tutok po ako sa mga foreign aid, US aid, House aid, Japan. Pag titignan niyo po, billions of money ang napupunta ho doon, and then ang sinasabi, pag sinakausap mo, ang inyo, pag sinakausap mo, hindi naman ito tumali, kundi nakatutok sa edukasyon, poverty alleviation, empowerment, ganun po. Pero andun pa rin po yung problema, katulad, at yung barangay ko talaga, itinuturo naman po talaga sa mula kawata hanggang bata, no? Yung elementary, basic unit of the society. Pero maganda po yung yun lang nga po yung massive aid ba? Ano po talagang nangyayari yan sa mga aid na yan?
Well, sa akin, gusto ko lang ipaabot sa mga kapatid natin. I'm not working in the national government. Pero dito kasi sa atin, sobra yung corruption dito sa atin. No? When we talk about, there is a policy, when we talk about a donation or aid, sanctioned by the national government yan. Lahat dadaan yan sa Malacanang. Lahat eh. Okay? So, it is all the standing organization, foundation, o ano man, they are under the control by Malacanang, control ng executive natin. So, ang dumarating lang doon, isang katiting lang. Dumaan sa Malacanang, dumaan na naman sa regional governor, dumaan sa governor, dumaan sa... Pagpunta doon, out of 100%, 5 to 10% na lang darating. Now, so tayo ngayon, gagawa tayo ng outside, di ba? Kailangan direct to the grassroots. Kasi ang policy natin dito, in any donation, in the form of grant, donation, dadaan sa kanila. So kapag hindi dumaan doon, i-stop nila yan. So ito po yung nakikita natin sa aking pananaw. Kasi as a humanitarian, as an NGOs, kaya yung company namin, yung Unity for Revival Foundation, hindi kami naghihingi ng donation, grant, or whatever. Kasi hindi din mangyayari. So ang nakikita ko po, kaya kapag maalis itong tinatawag na corruption, palagay ko we can eradicate problem in our society. Maraming salamat.
Mr. Pineda, you mentioned about yung puno. We know for a fact na 75% of our trees now, wala na eh. Diba? 80% ng ating mangrove, wala na eh. So, ano yung puno sa ano pa na magagawa ng mga livelihood dyan?
Okay, yung ancient tree po na na-rediscover namin, actually, rediscovered it all the way from the Aztecs civilization. Meron po silang punong tinatanim na actually dalawang klaseng puno eh. Yung isa yung punong nakakakuha sila ng prutas para gawin nilang beverage. Inumin. Pero yung beverage na yon is only meant for the royalty, yung mga hari. Pag ikaw ay commoner, tayong mga commoner, na laman na ininom natin yung beverage na yon, putol ulo. Okay, so, ito, sa Aztecs ito. Ngayon, itong punong ito, mabubuhay with a mother tree. Okay? Now, nakita ng mga Spaniards in 1600 and they brought it to the Philippines via the Galleon trade. Yung puno po nito, glad to say, exists in the Philippines, but the Filipino farmer does not recognize its true value. Para bang natisod sa isang bato, nakala nila crystal lang, yung pala diamante, properly cut. No? So I'm saying, there is 7 product lines that you can derive from this tree at the height of El Nino. And I've seen it in Mindanao. Actually, I learned this from Mindanao because as I told you, I worked in Bukidnon, I worked in Davao, General Santos, Cotabato, and the last assignment I had just last year was Butuan. So I know Mindanao and I love Mindanao. Ngayon, nakita ko yung mga natives, yung mga may access dito sa punong ito, walang problema pagdating ng El Nino. Better than the cloud seeding, better than all the irrigation projects that the Department of Agriculture is pursuing. Ito is magiging people's base. Hawak nila. Kasi mahirap yung hawak ng gobyerno eh. No? By the time, sabi mo ngayon, by the time the benefit gets to the small farmer, hamog na lang ang dumadating. Due, no? Pag sikat ng araw, patay lahat na halaman, buhay itong pulong ito. Now, itong pulong ito will give us 7 product lines. The first one is firewood. The second one is charcoal. Kasi kung gusto mong charcoal is higher grade, higher price eh. Tapos, habang lumalabas yung usok, pwede pa nating makuha and convert that to vinegar. By just changing the chimney in this vertical, na lalabas and contribute to global warming, gagawin natin horizontal yung chimney. Paglabas po rito sa dulo, liquid vinegar. 3 industrial use. Industrial, plant, at saka animal use. Not for human. But that's 80 pesos per liter. Okay, so conversion of smoke, will you believe management of smoke?
Parang may pera sa basura.
O, kaya nga. So ito, smoke lang ang pinag-uusapan natin. Then the most important, the leaves of this tree is very good for fertilizer. Just drop it on the ground, plow it under, may urea ka na. Okay. That's the second major, nitrogen fixing tree. Baka ko paliliwanag po. Panglima, yung leaves po, substitute for soybean meal, which is heavily imported by the Filipinos for chicken and pigs. So can you imagine? We can even export this abroad as Philippine tropical legumes. na pag tinusok mo itong punong ito, you will never replant for the next 50 years. Talo ang soybean, talo ang peanut, talo ang munggo. Because yun, every time you have to replant it and then use fertilizer and then use pesticide. Ito, isang tusukan lang for the next 50 years, kahig ka na lang kahig. Harvest ka na lang ng harvest. And the tree will naturally grow. Okay? And then after that, it is also the answer for cocolizap. Because all you do is get the leaves, soak it in water overnight, and then the liquid the following day is what you will spray. Actually, ito, sinasabi na ng mga organic sa Batangas eh. But ang pinaliwalaan ng gobyerno is the chemical. Tinurukan pa yung coconut tree ng parang kala mo suwero eh. No? Can you imagine putting the chemicals on the tree? Which we were very much against. So as you can see, these are 7 product lines. And then the most important, this tree actually sucks the nitrogen from the air naturally, and then it brings it to the soil. So kung anong tinanim mo, halimbawa coconut, it will naturally be the fertilizer tree of the coconut tree. So you don't have to use any coconut, any fertilizer anymore. So itong tree po na ito is cousins to 600 species. All na, yung tinatawag na nitrogen fixing tree. So sabi ko sa agriculture at sabi ko sa Department of even Environment, if you have a farm and as farmers or farmers, this is the first tree they must plant. Ito po yung infrastructure sa agrikultura na hindi po tinuturo sa 179 agricultural colleges, universities in the Philippines because we were heavily influenced by the American Western technology. They want us to buy fertilizer. Why do I have to buy fertilizer? Kaya yung mga farmers sinasabi, ang taas na po ng presyo ng fertilizer. Ang sagot ko, kasalanan rin natin. Kasi bakit kayo bumibili ng fertilizer? May natural fertilizer naman. Okay? Number 2, yung sa reforestation, kugo ng land, magtatanim po ng hardwoods. Whatever. Mahogany, palkata. That's the worst thing you can do. Kasi between kugon and that sapling, yung young sapling of Enara, malaki man yan nung matanda na, ngunit nung bata yan, talo po ng kugon. Papatayin po ng kugon yan kasi in a matter of 1 week or 2 weeks from planting, what we call choking. Mas mabilis ang spread out ng kugon, mamamatayan. So now they will report, masama raw yung reforestation project. Of course, because your approach, your strategy is wrong. So this is the first tree that you will plant first. Pag tumutubo na itong punong ito, saka ka magtatanim kung ano man gusto mo. 1 year after. But in 1 year, you are getting already an income. Sa Tacloban, sabi nila, pag tumba ng mga coconut, magtanim daw ng coconut. Sabi ko, wait a minute, coconut will take you 5 years. Okay? Ano kakainin ng magsasaka? Within 5 years. Magtanim muna kayo itong punong ito because in 1 year's time, may income na tayo.
Very nice.
Okay?
Alam mo, doon makikita, napakarami natin genius dito sa kwarto na to. Pagmula kay Maestro, kay Ado, nandito rin ito si Trevor. Talagang ano eh. Cream of the crop, nandito na eh. Kung talaga meron lang tatayo rito, umpisahan mo na kaya, Maestro. Parang may mangyari sa bayan. Jimmy.
Anong puno? Pag babae po yung nagtatanong sa akin, sasabihin ko, kiss muna. Pag lalaki, saka na natin pag-usapan. But I can guarantee you, kaya ayaw ko sabihin, kasi alam na ng magsasaka eh. Pag sinabi ko sa mga magsasaka, sasabihin ng magsasaka, ayan lang ba? Binabaliwala? Hindi, pakinggan mo muna yung bakit mo dapat itanim yan. Why are we pursuing? Talagang ganado ka na, no? Yung sabi nga sa Tagalog, pasensya po yung sa mga kababaihan, kung atat na atat ka na, saka mo sasabihin. Hindi po, sige na, sasabihin ko na. The scientific name is Gliricidia sepium. It is kakawate. It is battery ni kakao. Okay, ngayon, ang mga Batanggenyo, pag sinabi mong kakawate, ay, ginagawa namin bakod. Yes, that's the wrong technology. Ang bakod, tama yon is once, kasi knife post eh. lalagyan mo lang ng barbed wire. Ngunit, okay, ngunit, ang sinasabi ko, center sa gitna. Okay, can I step out and I'll just show it to you the flooring?
Sige po. Oo, tama.
And the good part, it's a not chemical fertilizer.
Yes. Now, I am going to kneel down because the flooring is the best sample.
Yan.
The grid. I'm teaching the farmer how to grid their 1 hectare. Sabi ko, yung inchik sa Binondo, 10 by 10, mas malaki pa ang kita kisa kayong mga magsasaka na 100 by 100, which is 10,000 square meter. Ba't nagkaganon? Okay? So because the Chinese in Binondo are thinking in terms of grid or per square meter. Okay, so I will teach now the Filipino farmer how to say. Itong linya po nito is west orientation. Diyan po ang sikat ng araw, diyan ang lubog. So ito po ang papalo nyo. Every 5 meters, tanim ka ng kakawate. 1 meter apart. 1 meter apart. Ito, 5 meters, kung anong gusto mong itatanim. So yung mga magsasaka, ginagamit ng bakod. Sabi ko, yes, bakod is one possible use. But you integrate the kakawate within the system. I have drawings, by the way. I have PowerPoint.
Yes, yes.
Okay? So, itong linya ito, yung kakawate. 5 meters, 5 meters, 5 meters. 1 meter distance sa kakawate. East-west orientation. Now, I will tell you, east-west orientation, you can observe that twice a year. Kung saan talaga yung tinatawag na dead center. Equinox, vernal at saka autumnal. Ang isang petsa po nakaraan na is March 21. The second one is September 22. The one who told me this is Father Jet Villarin when he was still the director of Manila Observatory in Mindanao. He is now the president of Ateneo de Manila. Now, but there is a formula, I'm getting it from them. Kung hindi ako naka-observe noong March 21 at September 22, paano ko malalaman? Meron pala silang chart na nagawa na, so gagawa tayo ng formulation. So, yun po, yung mga technology yun, hindi po tinuro sa amin sa agriculture.
Ano pa kinabang dyan sa kakawati ngayon?
Ha?
Yan.
Ano kinabang?
7 product lines nga eh. Yung tangkay, pwede mong gamitin firewood. Yung mga magsasaka from Cotabato City to Marbel na nagtanim ng may access sa kakawate, ngayon ang nagbebenta ng big kiss na firewood. So pagdating ng El Nino, meron silang pinagbibili kasi patay na yung kanilang mga halaman eh. Wala na silang mais, wala na silang palay, wala nang gulay, wala nang pagbibili.
Kaya ba yung ginagawa ding uling?
Dino?
Charcoal.
Pwede mong gawing uling na yan. Kasi higher price ang uling eh, low price ang firewood. Yung tangkay na big case, mas mura yon kaysa dun sa uulingin mo. Ngayon, habang ginagawa mo yung uling, gagawin ka natin, i-extract natin yung vinegar. Okay? Tapos, yung leaves is good for fertilizer. Putulin mo, drop it, plow under, yun ang fertilizer mo. Tutubo ulit ito. Okay? Tapos, yung leaves na yun, pwede mong pakain sa baka, sa kalabaw, sa poultry, in other words, it will take over the importation of soybean meal. And then, cocoa lisap, yun rin ang pang-spray natin. Okay? So, yun po ang aking pinaglalaban. Ngayon, last na storya. Si Sakdalan po, congressman ng Cotabato. Okay? Sabi niya, Patrick, dumating ang El Nino, gutom ang mga mag-farmers sa Midsayap. So, I had to talk to him. Anong ginawa mo? Binili ko yung leaves ng mga ipil-ipil at kakawate. Pero mas komportable ako sa kakawate kaysa sa ipil-ipil. I'll tell you why. Later on, binili niya, sinap niya, pinagbili niya sa Monterey as cattle feeds. I used to work in Monterey. Okay, 9 years ako sa Monterey. So I know how to fatten, I know how to go dairy. Ipa-factory natin yung carabao per farmer. 2 carabaos per farmer on 1 hectare, buhay na siya. $500,000 net. Not only carabao milk, but also the others. Okay? So, in other words, yung po ang kagandahan ng nitrogen fixing tree. Okay? Sino ang pinsan ng nitrogen fixing-3 ng kakawate? Malunggay, ipil-ipil, katuray, sisbanya, marami po yan, marami po yung listahan. Basta 600 plants na hindi po tinuro sa amin sa 179 agricultural colleges, universities. Wala po nagtuturo nito sa mga UP, sa all agricultural, and that's my frustration. That's why I'm coming in very fast and say, please, let's not follow. By the way, I'm talking of two subjects. Biblical Agriculture 101, and then the second one is guerrilla warfare in Agriculture 101.
Dito lang yan sa akin.
Because this is my position.
Dito lang sa Rembrandt.
I always tell people, take a look at the Vietnam War. Sino po ang nanalo sa Vietnam War? Was it the American high technology with the aircraft carrier, phantom jet, P-52 from Guam, orange, yellow, with all the technologies of the Americans, did they win in the Vietnam War? No. It was the Viet Cong. Why? Because of the human factor. It was the Viet Cong who was convincing mind, soul, and spirit. In other words, yung winning the heart, mind, soul, and spirit of the Vietnamese human factor ang tawag ko dyan. That is the winning formula. Now, sasabihin mo, what does got to do with agriculture? Precisely, we have to convince the farmer to change their mindset and to win their heart, mind, soul, and spirit to do what we want them to do.
Beautiful.
Okay?
Very good, very good.
Dapat Joel, dapat mapakinggan ni Secretary Alcala itong si Patrick. Pucha, bilang mo yan.
May website pa kayo, Mr. Pineda.
And a very good important point is not destroying the land because chemical fertilizer will destroy the land. Soil will become like like a tile. Acidic. That's the purpose. Very good, wonderful. Materials. That's why we are cancerous, our food, environment, destroying.
Galing dito mga guests natin. But anyway, we don't have much time anymore. Hingi tayo ng last statement from our guest, no? From SHARIFF. Pag-ikuha yung mic at bigyan na kami ng pinaka-ano ko.
Sa ngalan ng Diyos na siya mawain, matuloy at mapagmahal. Alam mo kay Erick na nga tumatayo ang balahibo ko kapag nagsalita itong kapatid natin, no? Kasi I am in Mindanao. Nakikita ko yung potentiality kung anong mangyayari sa Mindanao. Pero yung dreams ko na we will convert Mindanao into a food basket. Floating pa rin. Bakit? Kasi we need technology. A real technology. So ngayon, nakikita ko sa kanya, may apology sa kapatid ko. Sana bigyan mo ng pansin ng Mindanao because the Mindanao people really need you. Oo. Gagawa po ako ng paraan, abot ng aking makakaya. Kung tutulungan man tayo ng gobyerno, salamat. Kung hindi, gagawa tayo ng paraan, iikot tayo sa buong mundo para masolbaran itong problema. With your technology, we can uplift the economic condition of our country. Because we believe, pag malutas ang problema ng Mindanao, lutas ang lahat ng problema sa bansang Pilipinas. Maraming pong salamat. Nawa sumayo ang tunay na kapayapaan.
Can I add up something? Actually, I consider myself Mindanao as my second home. I am from Sariaya, Quezon, but Mindanao is my second home. And number one. Number two, I wanted to tell you that I got to meet Dr. Candao, who happens to be head of or member of the Bangsamoro Academy brother. But he's very active on the academic development. Thank you very much.
Alam mo, kailangan talaga ito, Eric, ang maging agriculture secretary, farmer siya, hindi politiko. Kasi ang politiko, kahit muna bago tanim. At least yung farmers, tanim muna bago kumain.
At with that, I'd like to thank our guests, SHARIFF Albani and Patrick Pineda. At talagang marindi. Mabukin lang at nakapokus tayo ngayon sa kanilang dalawa. Very fruitful itong umaga natin today. Thank you so much and see you next week.
Kaikot na yung boom ito na.
Thank you, kay Utol Mike.
Yung mga politiko natin, kaya mo na naman kayo magpapayaw.
Patrick Pineda. Kasi ako, isira-sira ng pan pa.
Gabi, kailangan nito ni Duterte, gabi. Oo. I strongly recommend gabi kung matalo si Duterte. Kailangan sa Mindanao to.
Oo, tsaka sa kanila raw. Pwede yan, pwede. Kasi alam ko.
Marami si energy.
Di ba sir? Patrick, lagi may...
Hindi ba yung basis? Kailangan mo ikaw.
Yes.
Yun ang problema. Oo, pero
Talo po ang
Ang lakas mo ngayon, nagiging 1 million ang
Patrick Pineda, small print. Yung cellphone na
Mas glad ka rin kung communicate with you.
si Manila, wala pa. Wala siya.
Check out.
Bakit po?
Balay po.
Hindi naman.
Winner, ha?
Oo, inshallah. Number 1 sa Balitaan. Bakit check out? May problema ba siya?
Ah, wala na.
Check lang.
tusok lang. Ito all over the country. Pag sinabi mo yung farmer, alam nila, sabi kasi, normal.